Detroit Central, who just defeated Finney moments ago. That contest will be tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're about ready to get this thing going, so let's pass along those starting lineups to you. First of all, for the Flint Northwestern Wildcats, at the guard spots, number 23, Kelvin Torbert, and the other guard is number 35, Forrest Watts. At the forwards, 41, Nathaniel Brown, along with 33, Desmond Farmer. At center for Northwestern, 51, Johnny Selvey. The coach, Grover Kirkland. For the Tigers,
of Belleville.
At the guard spot, number 3, John Edwards. At the other guard, C.J. Grantham. At
for Northwestern, at forward, 6'4", sophomore,
Spencer Lewis.
33, Desmond Farmer.
Number 50, Ryan Sinjar.
For Belleville, at forward, 5'10", senior,
Fisher.
22, Kevin Edwards.
25 and 22 over 2 years of coaching at Belleville.
For the Wildcats, at forward, 6'2", senior, 41, Nathaniel Brown. For the Tigers, at forward, 6'4", senior, 44, Spencer Lewis.
Belleville, pretty good contender.
At center for Flint Northwestern, 6'6", senior, 51, Johnny Selvey.
From the Ypsilanti area.
For Belleville, center, 6'9", senior, 50, Ryan Schindler.
It's the first time here, and who would have thought that the
guard for the Wildcats, 6'4", freshman, 23, Kelvin Torbert.
And
for the Tigers, at guard, 5'7", junior, number 3, John Edwards.
And Wayne Memorial in the districts.
The other guard for Northwestern, 6'1", senior, 35, Forrest Watts.
Tuesday in the quarterfinals.
And for Belleville, at guard, 5'9", junior, number 4, C.J. Grantham.
Last time they were in the semifinals was
head coach, Flint Northwestern, Grover Kirkland. Head coach, Belleville, Rod Fisher.
Detroit Cooley.
Officials for today's game, Richard Kalahar, Malcolm Pennington, Greg Gepper. Alternate is Bruce
Saginaw, Arthur Hill, and Flint Southwestern. And then in the quarterfinals defeated
Hedford.
Kentwood. The game played at the Flint IMA on Tuesday.
Well, we're just about set to go here, Mike. Both teams back at their respective benches talking with their coaches, but it is a real Cinderella story here today with Belleville coming in at 13 and 13 on the season. Flint Northwestern 21 and 4. They're nicknamed the Wildcats, and it's the Tigers of Belleville. Second game of this A semifinal doubleheader. All set to go. Center will be Johnny Selvey for Flint Northwestern, and for the Belleville Tigers it will be Ryan Sindler. The Breslin Center on the campus of Michigan State University. High school basketball semifinal. Here we go, and Northwestern controls the tip in the backcourt to 35, Forrest Watts. And they very quickly throw it away out of bounds on the sidelines. Turnover goes to Belleville.
We've seen it almost every tournament game, and especially at the semifinal stage. The first couple minutes, maybe a few nerves, a little tense play, but then it settles down.
Edwards leaves the basketball for Grantham. He drives into the lane, has it tied up. And coming away with the basketball is Nathaniel Brown for Flint Northwestern. Very quickly in the front court, lining up for a three on the outside was Torbert. No good. Put back on the inside. 41, I believe, with the bucket. That would be Nathaniel Brown. Northwestern with the first bucket. There's some pressure in the backcourt and knocked out of bounds, and I believe Belleville will retain possession. Boy, Flint Northwestern all over that basketball.
They like to apply pressure.
In the front court now, Belleville with the ball. That's number 4, Grantham. Leave it here for 22, Edwards. No good, and it's rebounded out here to 35, Watts into the front court. Another 3 by Northwestern. That was by Farmer. No good, but it goes out of bounds. It will be Flint Northwestern basketball on the baseline. 2-0, Flint Northwestern. Played a minute.
Belleville's big guy inside is 6'9" senior Ryan Sinla.
On the perimeter with it is Northwestern. Shot on the outside by number 23. That's Kelvin Torbert. He gets it to go, and it's a 5-0 game.
The freshman with the 3.
Right. You got a freshman and a sophomore in that starting lineup, Mike, for Flint. In the front court, Belleville looking to get on the board here. They don't want to let this thing get away from them early, and that's the best way to get on the board. Number 4, C.J. Grantham with a 3. 5-3 right now, Flint Northwestern. 6:20 to go, first quarter. Wild. Oh, into the front court comes
Desmond Farmer. Hit that bucket for
Farmer the other way with the bucket, and now Flint gets the block, and here they come back into their front court. 35, Watts kicks it outside. There's a long-range 3 put up by Torbert. No good. Rebound, Belleville. The Tigers bring it front court. Leave it for John Edwards. Up on top, he's going to launch a 3 and fills it. John Edwards with the bucket.
That's been the name of the game so far for both teams. Let's shoot the 3.
7-6, and I think Belleville comes into something like this and figuring everything to gain and nothing to lose. Flint Northwestern with the basketball on the perimeter. That's 33 with it. He puts up the shot on the outside. Farmer, no good. Kicked around, and Belleville comes away with it. You got the crowd buzzing here, I'll tell you that. Front court is Grantham. Makes a little spin move on top. Shoots outside, no good. Rebound and a little push underneath, out of bounds. It will be to Belleville. 5:06 to go in the first. It's Flint Northwestern 7, Belleville 6. The Tigers will inbound on their baseline. Number 4, Grantham will put it in play. Grantham looking, finally way up on top. Now they kick it over here to Edwards. And he put it on the floor, but not quick enough before he shuffled the feet.
A travel call.
Yep. Turnover goes to Northwestern.
Second turnover by Belleville so far.
Mike, we talked a little earlier, but Grover Kirkland, 399 and 118 is his record over 24 years at Flint Northwestern.
Not too shabby.
No. Quite a program. Wildcats in the front court. Belleville, is that a matchup zone, guys? No, I guess just a zone. Shot on the outside by number 23, Kelvin Torbert for a 3. 10-6, Flint.
He's got a couple of those long-range bombs.
Belleville, front court, turned it over, and now Flint turns it over, trying to go the other way. Northwestern gives it right back to Belleville. Belleville trying to set up some offense. Now they get it over here to Edwards. Edwards, a little move, now dumps it back outside. Now they get it over here to Edwards. Shot by 44, that's Spencer Lewis off the glass on the inside for the bucket. Northwestern 10, Belleville 8.
And then we got a travel against Northwestern. Farmer walked with the basketball. Third turnover against the Wildcats, and down by 2 with 4 minutes to go first quarter. Belleville gets the basketball back.
I think John Edwards and Kevin Edwards are brothers, if I read that earlier, Mike, I believe. Belleville this time still in the backcourt. Now they break it front court. Get it to Edwards. Kevin Edwards. Jump shot 17 feet away, and he fills it. We're tied at 10. Grover Kirkland goes to his bench. He's sending number 13 over there, Marcus Willis, to the scorer's table. Flint with the basketball, and they turn it over. Trying to get it down here to Nathaniel Brown. Went right through his legs out of bounds. Belleville gets it back.
We talked about Belleville bringing a bunch of fans, but these people from Flint making some noise early.
Pretty nice crowd here, especially in the lower bowl at the Breslin, packed with not a large contingent up above, but down below, good crowd. Belleville breaks into the front court and I think got fouled from behind. Mike, was Kevin Edwards as he shot the basketball. He'll probably go to the line and shoot a couple.
Yes, he will. They broke pressure and Edwards pull up at the free throw line was fouled. And that's going to go against Torbert, the freshman for Northwestern, his first team foul. 3:29 to play first quarter and we're tied at 10.
That puts Kevin Edwards, the senior, at the free throw line. Going to shoot a couple. First one bangs off the front of the rim. Get one more, and they're going to check Sindler out of there for Belleville, along with 44. That is Spencer Lewis. We get 33 into the contest. Cullen Jenkins, and 42, Willie Pitchford. 22, Kevin Edwards with that second free throw. He doesn't get either one of them. And Flint just, out of bounds. It goes off of Belleville. Northwestern will get the basketball. We're tied at 10 with 3:28 to go first period, Class A semifinal.
It would be a conservative statement to say some of these players on the floor have great jumping ability.
Yes. There's a steal by Belleville. That's number 3, John Edwards, and he's going to pull up and launch the 3. Gets at some of the rim, and that's it. And Northwestern gets a steal down on the baseline, and they're going the other way with it. Into the front court. They get it to number 51 with the jump shot. That's Johnny Selvey, and it's a 12-10. Flint Northwestern lead. Very quickly the other way comes Belleville. Shot blocked. And then we get a 3 put up by, or a 2 by John Edwards. We're back to a 12-12 tie.
It was a 2 by number 3.
Yes, there you go. Ball went out of bounds on the far sidelines, and Flint will retain possession. 2:38 here to go first period. Pretty good pressure by Belleville on the inbound, but Northwestern gets it in. Desmond Farmer turns it over, and Belleville will get it back.
Had 6 turnovers for Northwestern here in the first quarter with 2:30 to play. Belleville will have to bring it up against pressure. The Tigers break it.
Yep. Shot on the outside, put up, no good, but put back, that's no good. And Flint Northwestern comes away with it. Into the front court. Tied at 12. There's a long 3. Oh, long 3 put up by Kelvin Torbert.
The freshman has 3 3-pointers already.
Belleville back into the front court. Flint up by 3, 15-12. A minute 55 to go first period. Grantham gets it over on the left side. Jump shot put up, air ball, and Flint picks it off. The Wildcats going from our right to our left into the front court. They leave it up here for Marcus Willis. Goes baseline to 23, Torbert. Out of bounds it goes, and they're going to give it to Belleville. Out of bounds, the Tigers will get it back.
Northwestern's been able to knock down some threes, but they've also had a problem with the turnovers. 7 times they've lost the basketball already in this first quarter, and now a substitution for the Tigers. Looks like Edwards has checked out, and Cullen Jenkins is checked in.
Okay, Grantham with the basketball now gives it up. Now he gets it back. In the front court is Belleville. They're down by 3. Little move, almost lost the basketball. Now coming up with it is John Edwards. Shot on the outside, a 3. Edwards with the big 3, and we're back to a tie.
He was way beyond the arc, Steve.
Tied at 15. Northwestern in the front court. They just lob it down underneath with a nice catch. Got a foul on the floor. That was number 41, Nathaniel Brown, with a nice catch, and he tried to get the shot up and got fouled.
Brown, a 6'2 senior, looks like he's going to go to the free throw line. The foul is against Jenkins, his first team foul. Belleville, a minute to play first quarter, tied at 15.
Stepping to the line, he's a 6'2 senior, Nathaniel Brown. First one, yes. 16-15 Wildcats. Flint Northwestern. Second one. 2-point lead for Flint Northwestern with 1:05 to go in the first. Class A semifinal from Breslin. Belleville still in the backcourt. Now they break it front court. Grantham gets it in the middle. Belleville turns it over down there, trying to get an easy bucket. Down low, here comes Flint Northwestern back into the front court. Long range three put up by Torbert, no good. Belleville will go the other way with it. In the front court, Edwards. Shot on the rim, no good. Rebounded out of there by Nathaniel Brown. Kicks it to Marcus Willis on the right side, front court. Picks up the dribble and launches on the rim, no good. But with the offensive rebound is number 23, Kelvin Torbert, gets the bucket and he's fouled. Good effort down there by Torbert.
He's got 11.
Wow.
One of the highest rated freshmen in the state of Michigan, and he's showing us why in this first quarter with 11 points. And now he has a chance for another free throw. That foul on Willie Pitchford, his first second team foul on the Tigers.
Boy, you kind of wonder how Belleville got here with the record that they did. They seem like to be they're a decent ball club and don't seem to be intimidated at all by Northwestern. Free throw good, and it's a 5-point Wildcat lead right now as we close in on the end of the first quarter. Jump shot at the other end by Belleville, no good, and rebounded by Northwestern. Up the floor they come. High on the backboard, the shot in there by 23 Torbert, no good. Ball is still on the floor, and Torbert knocks it off of number 24 for Belleville, Harrison. It goes out of bounds, and Northwestern will get it back. Pretty smart move.
One thing you notice about Belleville, they're not very patient with their shot selection. They kind of come down and just let her fly.
Belleville with a steal at the buzzer, a shot at the other end, no good. That's the end of one quarter. It's Northwestern of Flint 20, Belleville 15.
This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
Can you remember the times you couldn't wait for your coach to send you into the game? How excited you were, ready to answer the call. You can do it all over again today and help kids in your community in the process by becoming a school coach or registered game official. To answer the call, contact the local school athletic administrator or the Michigan High School Athletic Association in East Lansing. This has been a public service message from the MHSAA and this station.
This is Grant Hill of the Detroit Pistons. Always remember the score of any athletic event is usually forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators are remembered. Think of how history will remember you and choose the side of good sportsmanship the next time you attend a high school sporting event. The Detroit Pistons and your high school remind you that good sports are winners.
This message brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association and this station.
Catch all the highlights of today's MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals tonight at 10:30 on March Magic Recap on WSYM TV Fox 47 in Lansing and statewide on participating cable systems. Enjoy the excitement of today's games again tonight at 10:30 on March Magic Recap on Fox 47. Sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance, the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, Squirt, Buick, and Lansing Community College.
It's the Class A semifinals from the Breslin, and after one quarter, Flint Northwestern leads Belleville 20-15. Northwestern led by freshman Kelvin Torbert's 12 points. Northwestern, even though they scored 20 points in that first quarter, they also committed 8 turnovers. So it has been an up-tempo basketball game so far.
Yeah, it's been very entertaining, and they've had the crowd on their feet a few times. Much more offense in this contest in the first quarter than there was in our first Class A game here today. But here we go to start the second quarter, and it's Belleville with the basketball. They get it to 24 Harrison. The shot put up, rebounded out of there by Flint Northwestern. Marcus Willis brings it into the front court. Goes right side. Now they come down low with it. Little turnaround jumper off the glass by Selvey, no good. But getting the loose ball on the floor is number 41, Nathaniel Brown, and he's fouled as he tried to put it back up.
Nice job by Brown. He was down there, kept it alive, and he was among 3 white jerseys, and he was able to grab the basketball and put it back up. He now goes to the free throw line. That foul was called against Kevin Edwards, his first third-team foul for the Tigers.
We saw Ryan Sindler get the start at the post position for Belleville. He checked out and hasn't been back in yet. He's a big kid, 6'9". But at the line is Nathaniel Brown for Flint Northwestern. They have the 5-point lead.
And the winner will play for the Class A championship tomorrow against Detroit Central.
Yep. Is that a 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock tip-off. Brown missed the first free throw. Second one, no good. Rebounded by Willie Pitchford. Leaves it for John Edwards, still in the back court. Pretty good pressure by the Wildcats. Now Belleville breaks it. They get it in here to Grantham. Grantham on the right side. Bounce passes it inside to Jenkins. Jenkins finds the cutter. We got a whistle on the floor.
We're going to get a Northwestern foul.
That was 22. Edwards cutting for the bucket. He got fouled. Goes on 13, Marcus Willis.
That's his first, the second team foul on Northwestern. Let's take 10 seconds to allow stations along the MHSAA Championship Network to identify themselves. This is WVFN AM East Lansing. At the line for Belleville, Kevin Edwards makes 1 of 2. It's 20-16, Flint Northwestern.
Northwestern into the front court. That's Willis with the basketball. Oh, on the drive, did he have a collision? And he's still down on the floor. The basketball is being kicked around, and finally the referees stopped the game. Marcus Willis really had a collision in the front court, and he's still there on the floor. We've got a timeout on the floor right now, Mike.
Okay, with 6:59 to go, third quarter. Officials timeout. It's Flint Northwestern 20, Belleville 16. Back in a moment. One of our network sponsors today, United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
The following is an advertising message.
This is Todd Grant, live outside the Blue Stag Ranch compound. Authorities believe there are at least 25 men holed up inside. 10 minutes ago, a special agent took a large package into the compound. I've been informed it contains several dozen chocolate chip cookies and a large chocolate layered cake. All right, hold on. We have a development here. We can see several figures coming out of the main building. The standoff is apparently ended.
Got milk? Brought to you by your local dairy farmer.
The future's looking better and brighter every day. We're neighbors and friends who stand beside you all the way. Always there when you need us. People you can trust. Your family and future are always safe with us. We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Back at the Breslin, Marcus Willis now up and being helped to the sideline for Flint Northwestern. He had a pretty good collision. Looks like he's favoring that left leg just a bit. Sindlar is checked back in for Belleville. Northwestern basketball leading by 4.
Into the front court come the Wildcats from Northwestern. That's 33 Farmer. Gives it over here to 23 Torbert. Back up on top Farmer. Goes right side. Almost picked off, and then we have a traveling call on Forrest Watts.
Well, they went for the loose basketball, and that stutter step got called for the violation.
Yep. Belleville basketball on the sideline. That'll be 44 Spencer Lewis puts it in play. John Edwards comes front court against a man-to-man by Flint Northwestern. Gets it to his brother Kevin. On the inside is 44 Lewis. Now they kick it back out on top. Kevin Edwards. Now it's to Grantham on the drive. Gets it up on the rim, but it won't fall, and rebounded out of there by Flint Northwestern.
Steve, they took Marcus Willis into the locker room. Maybe get some further attention there.
Yeah, they've got the facility here, Mike. On the outside, Northwestern with the basketball. Clock runs under 6 minutes to go in the first half. On the drive, we got a whistle. Oh, and it falls. On the drive was Nathaniel Brown. The ball hung up there momentarily, fell through, and we got a whistle, and he was fouled besides.
Foul goes against the big guy, Sindlar, his first, the 4th team foul on Belleville.
Ryan Sindlar, a 6'9" senior. Weighs 210 pounds. But this is Brown at the line for Northwestern, and he finishes the three-point play, and it's a 23-16 Northwestern lead. Belleville breaks that pressure, gets it into the front court. Sindlar up on top here to John Edwards, over to Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards on the drive, picks up the dribble. Oh, nice dish inside. Dumped it inside to Spencer Lewis, who was fouled. We're going to get that on Rick. 51, Selvey.
Selvey, his first. That's the 3rd team foul on Flint Northwestern.
That will put Spencer Lewis at the line to shoot a couple. Lewis, a 6'4" senior for Belleville. First one, yes. They definitely need to do this, Mike, you know, to hang around with Northwestern, make any free throw opportunities they might get. And Lewis gets them both. 23-18. Flint Northwestern with the lead and with the basketball. Very quickly, front court, put up a shot on the outside. Air ball, but a good follow, and basket is by 35, Forrest Watts. Northwestern, and then Belleville almost threw it away. A good save by Sindlar over in the sidelines, and the Tigers do come front court with it. Put up a long range shot, no good, and rebounded out of there by Northwestern. Quickly into the front court, 23, Torbert. Oh, great feed underneath the 51, Johnny Selvey, and he slams it down. And Belleville wants to talk this thing over with 4:58 yet to go first half. Northwestern of Flint 27, Belleville 18.
We'll be right back. One of our network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
For all your cellular phone, paging, and DSS satellite systems, you only need one source. One Source Communications is your complete service center and has all the accessories you need for your cellular and paging needs. One Source Communications is the official communication source for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Call Bill Outman of One Source Communications at 1-888-622-3099. For all your cellular and paging needs, you only need one source.
When making a decision on where to stay, don't settle for less. Go with the best. Come join us at the Sheraton Lansing Hotel. We have 219 rooms with amenities like coffee makers, hair dryers, 25-inch TVs with remote, and some rooms with refrigerators. The Sheraton recreational facilities include an indoor pool, whirlpool, racquetball court, and exercise room, all open 24 hours a day. If you're looking for a getaway spot with all the comforts of home, you're looking at the Sheraton, located right off I-496 at Christ Road.
Back at the Breslin, second quarter action with Flint Northwestern leading Belleville 27-18.
Northwestern with the basketball. Pretty good pressure by the Tigers from Belleville. Northwestern does a nice job of breaking it. Shot put up. We got a whistle on the inside. That was Jamal Ward on the inside for the shot, and he got pushed. Whistle on the floor.
Next going to go against Lewis, his first 15 foul. Belleville.
Yep, Spencer Lewis. And at the line is Jamal Ward.
Detroit Central beat Detroit Finney in our first Class A game this afternoon, 63-47. They'll await the winner of this one for the Class A championship tomorrow at 4.
Ward gets the first one. It's a 10-point Flint lead right now, and checking out is Kelvin Torbert, and we get 31 Travis Nesby into the contest for Northwestern. Second free throw, no good, but Northwestern controls the offensive rebound, and with the putback is Desmond Farmer, number 33, 30-18, Flint Northwestern. Belleville's having some problems with this pressure. Finally get it into the front court. On the drive to the hoop, with the rejection over there is 41, Nathaniel Brown, and he really kicked it out of there. That was Kevin Harrison going to the bucket, but
well, Harrison tried to lay it up from his ankles, and Northwestern swatted it out of bounds.
Belleville inbounds it way up on top. They get it to John Edwards. He gets it to his brother. Back to John Edwards now for the long three on the backboard, no good, and rebounded out of there by Jamal Ward. Northwestern very quickly front court. Desmond Farmer, little reverse down the lane and lays it up. Oh, what a move by Farmer. He got the crowd involved on that one, guys. Belleville the other way. Jump shot in the paint, no good. And Northwestern bounces it off their foot. Otherwise, they would have had another possession going the other way. Belleville will get it back. 32-18, Northwestern with the lead here, Mike.
Belleville still not getting very good looks at the basket here.
On the outside, there's another block, but Belleville does get that one back. They pass it all the way across over here to Kevin Edwards. He shoots long range, and he's fouled in three-point land, I believe. Give the foul to 31, Travis Nesby.
Yep, that's his first and fourth team foul for Flint, and shooting three is Kevin Edwards.
All right. And this is what Belleville needs to keep this thing a ball game in the first half. You got 3 free throws. You need to cash in on 3 of them.
We have the Class B semifinals tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. First game is Hastings and River Rouge. Petoskey and Marshall in the nightcap. And you look at that, Hastings and Marshall, both from the Twin Valley Conference. So it'd be unique if they got into the finals. And not having met before that in the tournament. It's kind of a
how is that possible?
Ironic situation.
Out of the same conference, you'd think that. There's 2 free throws so far by 22 Kevin Edwards, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor by Belleville. 3:25 yet to go in the first half. It's 32 for Flint Northwestern, 20 for Belleville.
You know, school sports are a privilege for those who conduct themselves responsibly, and that goes beyond the playing surface. Meeting essential rules of eligibility and academic standards are necessary if a young person is to earn a shot at making the team. That's why high school sports are a privilege to play. Big weekend for basketball in East Lansing. Beautiful weather and lots more to come.
Absolutely a great weekend, and those temperatures up around 70 degrees and people swinging those golf clubs and NCAAs on the tube. A lot of basketball going on. At the line, Kevin Edwards trying to finish off his 3-point play here, and he gets all 3 of them. 32-21, Flint Northwestern. Setting down will be Travis Nesby for the Wildcats.
The Tigers, 5 out of 6 from the free throw line in the second quarter, and all their points have come from the charity stripe here in the second quarter.
3:18 and counting to go here first half. 32-21 Flint with the lead. Belleville goes for the steal, and we got a pushing call down on the floor, and that will go against 22 for Belleville, Kevin Edwards.
That's his second and the 6th team foul on Belleville.
Northwestern will inbound here in their front court on the sideline. They're going for the alley-oop, and the pass goes up off the backboard. It comes ricocheting out to Belleville, who very quickly brings it into the front court. Kevin Edwards, long range, no good. Northwestern very quickly with the basketball the other way. On the fly is number 23, Kelvin Torbert, for the easy bucket. And it's a 34-21 Flint Northwestern lead.
Freshman Torbert leads all scorers with 14 here in the first half.
2:55 to go, first half. Class A semifinal. The winner will play Detroit Central at 4 o'clock Saturday. Belleville on the perimeter with the basketball. That's John Edwards. All the way around to the other side. Number 24 with the three is Kevin Harrison.
A sophomore.
Much needed, and that makes it a 10-point lead again for Flint Northwestern. Wildcats into the front court, right side. Looking inside is Watts. Oh, he finds 53, Jamal Ward, wide open for the easy glasser.
He turned around and the defender had fallen down, and Ward banked it for an easy two.
Right up around half court, it's kicked out of bounds by Northwestern, and Belleville will get it back right there. Put it in play. The clock runs, 2:10 to go first half. On the outside is Grantham. Now it's Edwards. Edwards back to Grantham. Back to Edwards. Grantham makes a little move, dumps it back. Edwards drives into the paint, shovels it up off the glass. John Edwards with a nice move in the paint, got it off the window, and he gets it.
Well, he had to adjust his shot with the defender right in his face, and he decided to bank it and pulls Belleville back within 10.
Northwestern, Flint in the front court, backing it out of there is Desmond Farmer. Now he puts it on the floor, drives to the hole, gets the shot to go, but he's charged with an offensive foul on the play. Take away the bucket and give it to Belleville going the other way.
Foul on Farmer, his first, and the 15th foul for Flint Northwestern.
1:24 to go here in the first half. 10-point Northwestern lead, 36-26. And setting down for Flint Northwestern is Nathaniel Brown. Back in is 51, Johnny Selvey. Belleville gets it inbounds under heavy pressure. Get it over here to Cullen Jenkins. Jenkins loses the basketball, now gets it back. Little pump move in the middle, and he's fouled. And give that one to Jamal Ward.
Well, Flint Northwestern has had a couple opportunities to really open up this ball game, but Belleville's been able to hang in there. They trail by 10 with 1:12 to go. That foul on Ward was his first, 16th foul on Northwestern.
Cullen Jenkins will shoot a couple. First one good. Everything but that three-pointer, is that right so far in this? Yep. Cullen Jenkins sets for his second free throw. 36-27, 36-27 as it rolls out of there. Wildcats with the rebound. Forrest Watts brings it into the front court for Flint Northwestern on the right side. 23 Torbert knocks it off the backboard. Out of bounds it goes to Belleville. As you mentioned, Mike, they have had some opportunities. They've got a little sloppy here, and it's a 9-point game, and Belleville has the basketball. We're under a minute to play.
Travis Nesby in for the Flint Northwestern Wildcats.
I don't think Coach Kirkland cared for that particular offensive move by 23 Torbert. Belleville into the front court. On the outside, Grantham puts it on the floor. Now gets it here to 24 with the shot is Harrison. No good. Rebounded in there. A little pump fake. Nice move on the inside by Willie Pitchford. He gets the putback, Mike. And it's a 7-point game. Very quickly the other way is Northwestern. The shot goes up, but it comes out of there to Pitchford, and he leaves it for Grantham. Into the front court to Edwards. On the drive, he's held over here and should be shooting 2, I believe. Forrest Watts possibly with the foul.
Well, again, Northwestern had that 10-point lead, kind of had the control of the tempo, and then they forced it a couple times down the court. Now Belleville has a chance to sneak back in. Watts with his first foul, 17th foul on Northwestern, and shooting 2 for Belleville is John Edwards.
There it's a 6-point game, a chance to cut it to 5 with 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Stepping back to the line is the 5'7" junior, John Edwards. He gets them both. 36-31 Northwestern. And Belleville going to apply a little pressure and try and run some time off that clock before Northwestern gets it into the front court. It's Forrest Watts with it. Now they get it over here to 31 Nesby. Back to Watts. Watts puts it on the floor, makes a move, dumps it in the middle, and Northwestern loses it out of bounds with 4.8 seconds to go. Turnovers for Northwestern, 13 of them so far. And that's the part of the game you never want to lead in if you can help yourself. It's going to be Belleville basketball with 4.8 seconds to go. Up the floor they come, a little behind the back like Grantham at the buzzer. Oh! Let's see if they count it. They're going to count it at the buzzer. Was that Pitchford? A two-point shot by Willie Pitchford at the half. 36 Flint Northwestern, 33 Belleville.
This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
If you're in the market for a new car, you just gotta see your Buick dealer. The new Buicks are simply amazing, and the awards are piling up. The Buick dealers announce 1.9% GMAC APR on every new 98 Buick. Saved on the all-new Century, winner of the coveted Consumer's Digest Best Buy Award. Or be part of history as LeSabre goes for an unprecedented 7th straight year as America's best-selling full-size car. How about the one-of-a-kind Riviera? It's more than just great looking. In fact, Popular Mechanics calls Riviera one of the greatest.
Tigers back within 3. It was a 10-point game with about a minute and a half to go in that second quarter in Belleville. Back into a workable 3-point contest.
Right, Mike, and you got Flint Northwestern. They've got a freshman in Torbert and a sophomore in Farmer that they got 30 points a game out of this season. They both averaging 15 points a game. So, boy, that's how you keep a program going, by getting some of those youngsters at that lower levels to give you that much offense. But we're set to go with this second half here at the Breslin Center. Flint Northwestern 36, Belleville 33.
Free throw shooting, Belleville 9 out of 13, and Northwestern is 4 out of 6.
All right, here we go. Watts on the perimeter now. It's 33 Farmer. He makes a nice little spin move, gets it down below to 41 Brown. Shot goes up, out of bounds, and it's going to be Belleville basketball.
Well, he had it blocked, and then Farmer got a hand on it again and lost it out of bounds.
Here comes some 2-2-1 pressure, and Belleville very quickly gets it into the front court. They get it in the hands of John Edwards. Edwards to Grantham. Over here to Kevin Edwards. Edwards going to fire from outside, will not go. Rebounded out of there by Forrest Watts for Northwestern. All the way to the other end. Dumps it on the other side to 33 Farmer. No good. Putback by Northwestern. That's no good. And this time with the putback is Kelvin Torbert. Doesn't go, but he is crunched and will go to the line and shoot a couple.
Well, Northwestern very active on the offensive glass, but couldn't get one of those putbacks to drop. Now Torbert to the line to shoot a couple. That foul on Lewis, his second first team foul, second half for Belleville.
Kelvin Torbert, 6'4" freshman. First one, doesn't get it.
He had 14 points in that first half. 12 of those were in the first quarter, including 3 3-pointers.
Torbert, second one, doesn't get it. Rebounded by Belleville. Spencer Lewis kicks it over to Grantham, who comes into the front court. Full court, or man-to-man pressure by Northwestern. Lewis runs down the loose ball for Belleville, then turns it over. Grantham and 23 Torbert, and I think they're going to call Torbert for the foul as he pushed Grantham to the floor going for the loose ball. Some of the crowd didn't go for it, but looked like the right call.
Torbert with his second first team foul, Flint Northwestern.
So Belleville will put it in play in the backcourt. We played a minute of this third quarter, and it's still 36-33. Flint Northwestern. Belleville with the ball, front court, Grantham. Gonna launch from long range off the front of the rim. No good.
Belleville still a tendency not to show a whole lot of patience on offense.
Not at all. Northwestern quickly into the front court. Now they kick it way back out on top to Forrest Watts. Watts gives it to Farmer. Oh, nice pass by Farmer. Just a bullet pass, and Sindler picks up the foul as he popped, is that 41 down there? Nathaniel Brown. Pretty good, and Brown will go to the line, Mike, and shoot a couple.
Second on Sindler, and the second team foul on the Tigers. With 6:31 to go, third quarter, Northwestern leads by 3, and the winner plays Detroit Central for the state championship in Class A tomorrow at 4. Detroit Central a winner over Detroit Finney in the other Class A game this afternoon, 53-47.
Nathaniel Brown gets that first free throw to go. Probably a good foul by Sindler down there because Brown was going to have an easy bucket. Now you make him earn it, and he does it. He gets them both, makes it a 38-33 Northwestern lead. Class A semifinal. In the backcourt, Lewis. Now he picks up the dribble across to Grantham into the front court. That's 22 Edwards, and it's rejected out of there as Edwards went to the hole for the shot. Got it rejected, and Northwestern at the other end with the slam is Nathaniel Brown. 40-33. Back to a 7-point lead now.
Brown in double figures with 11.
Grantham in trouble, gets it over here to Sindler, still in the backcourt. Gets it back to Grantham. To John Edwards.
Belleville still looking for their first points of this third quarter.
Now Kevin Edwards going to launch from the outside, and he fills the three. 40-36. Back to a 4-point Flint Northwestern lead.
Edwards with 9.
Desmond Farmer quickly the other way, and Northwestern turns it over, and Belleville will come back with the basketball. 5:39 to go in the third.
Cullen Jenkins, the 6'2 junior, back into the Belleville lineup, replacing 6'9 Ryan Sindler.
I think, Mike, what happens is the big guy, they just can't get into that quick game that they like, a little bit up tempo when he's in there, so they use him for a while and get him back out of there. Grantham gets it in the front court. This is Kevin Edwards. Now it's John Edwards on the outside. Oh, long range three, and I think we're going to get Lewis over the back, number 44. That would be Spencer Lewis with the foul.
That's his third, third team foul on Belleville.
I don't think they can afford to lose this fella. He's been a force on the inside for him. Northwestern inbounds it under some pressure from Belleville. Up the far sideline is Forrest Watts. Oh, yes.
Travel.
Forrest Watts called for the turnover. I don't know who he's upset with, Mike, but he's upset with somebody.
Well, Northwestern, as we mentioned, has let Belleville hang around in this ball game, and one of the reasons why is the turnovers. That's 15 turnovers now against the Wildcats.
Roderick Larry checks in now. Oh, there was a shot put up by Belleville, rejected, and foul will be called on 33 for Belleville. That will be Desmond, or I'm sorry, number 33 would be Cullen Jenkins.
His second, fourth team foul, Belleville.
Full court, man-to-man pressure right now by Belleville. Now they're going to back off a little bit. They showed it and then got out of there. Northwestern into the front court. Brown gets it back out here to Larry. Larry loses it momentarily, but picking it up on the baseline is Northwestern. Still popped around, and it goes out of bounds. A lot of politicking for the basketball, and Northwestern wins it down there.
Yeah, Grantham and Torbert took turns batting at it, and Belleville the last to touch it.
So Northwestern's Desmond Farmer will put it in play over in the corner on the baseline. Farmer gets it right back. There's a three. Long range, doesn't get it to go, and we got a whistle, and it's going to get called on maybe 51, Johnny Selvey.
Coming over the back. Second on Selvey, second team foul, Northwestern.
4:35 to go in the third. It's Flint Northwestern by 4, 40-36. Belleville with the basketball. 2-2-1 pressure by Flint. 42 is Willie Pitchford. Now they get it into the front court. Oh, off the glass, Cullen Jenkins. Did he call that? It was a beautiful looking shot for a 2. 40-38. Northwestern right back the other way. On the drive is 33 Farmer. It goes out of bounds, and Flint will get it back underneath their bucket. Desmond Farmer to put it in play. 40-38. Belleville right back in this Class A semifinal. Northwestern on the perimeter. Now they dump it in the paint. Shot put up off the rim by Brown. No good. Rebounded by Belleville. Grantham into the front court on the dribble. Going to shoot the 17-footer. Doesn't go. Oh, loose ball down there. And finally, Flint Northwestern comes away with it. Belleville had a couple opportunities and couldn't find the handle. A lot of scrapping for the basketball, and Northwestern retains possession on the drive. No good. Rebounded, and stepping on the end line, trying to save it down there is number 3, John Edwards, and it's a little fast and furious right now. Going back to the bench for the Wildcats to check in, or to the scorer's table, is Forrest Watts, number 35, and we'll get Roderick Larry checks out. It will be Northwestern's basketball on the baseline. Looking to get it inbounds. Now they got to burn the timeout. Desmond Farmer calls the timeout. 3:34 to go in the third. 40-38, Flint Northwestern.
And it's a 20-second timeout by the Wildcats with a 2-point lead. Again, the winner plays Detroit Central tomorrow for the Class A championship at 4 o'clock. Central beat Detroit Finney earlier today 63-47. Class D final tomorrow morning at 10 will be Southgate Aquinas against Mayo. Class C game just before 12 noon tomorrow. It's undefeated Mason County Central against Detroit St. Martin de Porres. The Class B finalists will be determined tonight. Semifinal at 6 o'clock is Hastings against River Rouge, and then Petoskey against Marshall in the nightcap tonight. The winners come back for the Class B final Saturday at 7:30, and tickets still available here at the Breslin.
Here we go. It's Northwestern with the basketball. They get it inbound. Way out on top. It's 35 Watts with the basketball. Puts it on the floor. Comes into the paint. And we got a whistle down there.
They got the charge.
That's what I thought. It goes against Watts. He picks up the charge.
A little out of control. That's the second on Watts, and the third team foul, Northwestern.
Okay, we got a little house cleaning to do down there on the floor. Little perspiration mopped up. Referees get a short timeout. Now we're ready to go. Belleville will put it in play. It's at 2-2-1 pressure, and Watts is going to be called for the reach-in. Forrest Watts.
He's picked up another personal. He now has 4 team fouls, and I think Coach Grover Kirkland will sit him down. They'll bring in number 15, Roderick Larry. Marcus Willis, who went to the locker room earlier, back on the Flint Northwestern bench with some tape on that left knee.
There's a foul called on Roderick Larry as he was reaching in to try and slap the ball away.
The Wildcats picking up some fouls quickly. Larry's first 15 foul with 3:20 to go third quarter.
Yep. Belleville 40-38 score here. They've got the basketball. Grantham against that man-to-man pressure on the outside. Gets it here to 33. That was Jenkins. Shot no good. But with the steal is Edwards. Jump shot, yes! And we're tied at 40 with 3 minutes to go in the third. That was John Edwards with the jump shot.
He's got 14.
Northwestern the other way. Boy, Belleville's going to have the Wildcats starting to think here a little bit. On the perimeter with it, Flint Northwestern. Now they come baseline. Little soft jumper put up on the rim. Doesn't go. And the rebound pulled out of there by Cullen Jenkins.
Here comes Belleville.
Here come the Tigers. We're tied at 40. 2.5 to go in the third. Grantham puts it on the floor. Goes to the hole. Leaves it. Shot put up by Jenkins, no good, and Flint Northwestern goes the other way. And we're going to get a foul on the floor, and that will go against number 3, John Edwards for Belleville. 2:21, that's his first, okay? Team 5th. 2:21 to go here in the third period. And Northwestern will inbound it.
Well, Belleville has never had the lead. It was tied at 15-15. Now it's tied at 40-40.
Okay, Kevin Edwards checks out. Kevin Harrison in for Belleville. Tied at 40, as Mike mentioned. Northwestern with the basketball. That's Larry. Now leaves it for Torbert. Belleville with the steal, and Northwestern gets it right back. On the drive to the bucket is Larry. His shot won't go, but with the putback, that won't go, but a whistle. We've got a foul down there in the paint. And 41, Nathaniel Brown wanted that ball to go down, but it wouldn't, but he'll go to the line.
He'll get to shoot a couple. The foul is on Pitchford, his second. 6th team foul for the Tigers.
Well, there's going to be a lot of free throws shot in that fourth quarter, guys, because we still got 2 minutes to go in the third, and we've got 5 and 6 team fouls respectively out here. Brown, first one falls over the rim and goes down through. 41-40, Flint Northwestern with the lead.
12 points for Nathaniel Brown.
55 is Dwayne Turner for Belleville, checks in. Going to give Willie Pitchford a break. Brown with the second free throw. Doesn't go, and Belleville with the rebound. Clock runs, 1:55 to go, third period. Belleville brings it front court. Grantham on the outside. Flint in a zone this time. Grantham with the shot off the glass, gets it. A nice move in there by C.J. Grantham.
And Belleville's got the lead.
Got the first one. All right. Gets their crowd involved right down to our left. They brought a pretty good following from Belleville. Northwestern. Oh, almost turn it over. Now they do turn it over. And we're going to go the other way with it. Belleville with the basketball, and Northwestern getting a little frustrated here, Mike.
18 turnovers for the Wildcats.
Wow.
That'll get you frustrated.
Yes. Especially Grover Kirkland. Front court for Belleville. Grantham with the basketball. Almost lost it. Gets it back. Runs into heavy traffic. Almost lost it again, and then double dribbled the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That gets Coach Rod Fisher of Belleville frustrated. Turnovers and turnovers.
Yeah, this has got to be a real success story, this Belleville thing. I mean, we're going to 3 quarters, and they've got a 1-point lead. I don't think anybody would have believed this had you told them so. In the backcourt, Northwestern. Little spin move by Forrest Watts to get away from John Edwards. This time he doesn't get away from him. Edwards gets a hold of him, and he's charged with the personal foul.
That's the second on Edwards, and now bad news for Belleville. They're over the limit. The bonus for Northwestern, and Forrest Watts to shoot the bonus.
Northwestern with 1 foul to give yet before they put Belleville in the bonus.
Well, we've had a lot of good basketball teams down here, but we haven't really finished with a close game in any of the semis. This one, though, maybe a little different story.
First free throw gets up on the rim for Forrest Watts and falls through. We're tied at 42.
Watts now with 3.
Yep. Don't want to belabor the point, but Belleville come into this thing at 13-13. Flint at 21-4, and Northwestern just jumps back on top with a 1-point lead right now. 43-42.
Yep, Watts got both of those free throws.
Yep. Belleville into the front court. John Edwards gets it to Grantham. Back to Edwards. This is a zone defense. See how they react to that. Grantham is fouled on his way to the basket, and that will be the 6th team foul on Northwestern. 1 more, and that will put both teams in the bonus. Belleville will have the basketball to put it in play on their baseline. 48 seconds to go. I don't know, Mike, if you play last shot here.
That's 3 on Torbert, and 6th team foul on Northwestern. 48 seconds to go in the third, and 43-42 Northwestern.
Robert Miller, number 11, into the contest for Belleville. And Torbert does sit down for Flint Northwestern. So Belleville will inbound. They get it into number 24. That's Harrison. Now it's in Grantham's hands. He seems to be the quarterback. Still a 2-3 zone set up here by Flint Northwestern. Or is it a... Oh, I guess it is a man-to-man. On the outside, now they kick it back up on top. Left side, Harrison on the drive to the bucket. He tried to reverse it. Couldn't get it to go, but Belleville kicks it away, and Grantham comes up with it, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 1-and-1. Called for the personal will be Desmond Farmer, number 33.
And what a break for Belleville. They really didn't get a good shot underneath. They had it blocked, and then a ball got loose, and they got it back. And now a foul on Farmer, his second. And Northwestern over the limit, so a bonus for C.J. Grantham.
Yep. 20 seconds to go here in the third. Grantham with a chance to tie or even put Belleville up by one, and he gets the first one. That ties it at 43. Grantham sets himself at the charity stripe, delivers and gets them both. Belleville back on top by one. Northwestern. Oh, inbounds it in the backcourt. Forrest Watts under pretty good pressure from Robert Miller. Loses control, gets it back, puts the shot up on the rim. That won't go. And finally, whoa, Belleville comes out of there with it, and that was Cullen Jenkins. And you didn't want to be around that rebound, folks. Shot at the buzzer, no good. That's the end of 3 quarters from the Breslin Center. It's Flint Northwestern 40, or it's Belleville 44, Flint Northwestern 43.
This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
Detroit Pistons. Imagine for a moment that you were the only person in attendance at today's game. Would your behavior include ridiculing impressionable 14 to 17-year-olds, openly second-guessing coaches and belittling officials? Probably not. So the next time you are in a crowd at a contest, act as if you're the only player in the stands and encourage the participants in a positive manner. The high school athletic department reminds me that good sports are winners.
This message brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association and this station.
Have you ever seen a rabbit take down an elephant? If you don't follow the proper training table regimen, it could happen. The MHSAA Sports Nutrition Award, underwritten by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, will honor 9 wrestling schools in 1998 for their efforts to educate their student athletes about the importance of good eating habits, and will expand to other sports soon. For more information about sports nutrition, contact the MHSAA office in East Lansing.
It's the final week of March Magic as the Breslin Center in East Lansing hosts the 1998 MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tickets are on sale now for all games at the Breslin Center box office. All of the action can also be heard live on AM 730 WBFM with Fan East Lansing. And don't miss the day's highlights on the March Magic weekend, 10:30 on WSYM TV Fox 47. The MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals are sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance and the United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
It's March Magic here at the Breslin. 1 quarter to play in this Class A semifinal, and Belleville leads Flint Northwestern 44-43.
In the front court, that's Grantham with it on the outside against that man-to-man Northwestern defense. Little pick set up on top. Now they go down baseline. Jump shot, no good. Big rebound by Flint Northwestern. Very quickly the other way. Little feed on the inside. We've got the whistle. The shot didn't go, but let's see where the call is, guys.
Well, it's going to go against Belleville, and it'll be a 2-shot foul for number 51, Selby.
Grantham with the foul, his first.
And the 8th team foul on the Tigers.
All right. 51 is Selby at the line. He'll shoot a couple. First one, doesn't get it. Belleville still with this 1-point lead, 44-43. Selvey sets himself for the second one. We're tied at 44.
Selvey has 5 on the afternoon.
Here comes that pressure. Now they want to trap the basketball, and Belleville does a nice job of breaking that. Edwards, John Edwards, gets it back to Grantham. Grantham on the drive. Oh, Grantham on the drive in the paint, just lofted it up over a couple big people and got nothing but the bottom of the net. 46-44 Belleville. On the drive the other way, and Grantham sticks his hand in there and denies maybe Flint an easy bucket, knocks it out of bounds, and Northwestern will get the basketball back on the baseline. We got just over 7 minutes to play in regulation, we should say, the rate we're going. Northwestern inbounds the basketball. Selvey finally leaves it over there for 35 Watts. Northwestern steps on the end line with the basketball, turns it over. Belleville will have it.
20 turnovers for the Wildcats now.
How about Belleville? 8. My goodness. That might be a stat they don't want to live with when this thing is over with, if it doesn't change for Northwestern. It's a 46-44 Belleville lead right now with 7 minutes to go. A little housekeeping going on down there by the referees.
Well, I think
one of the cheerleaders got
Torbert
bumped.
Went out of bounds to get the basketball and ran into one of the Flint cheerleaders, and now she's being tended to. A little timeout while the officials get things set up. We're ready to go.
Yep. Here we go. Belleville with the basketball. C.J. Grantham under some pressure, a little spin move. Still got it in the backcourt. Now he comes front court. Shows some great quickness, but he's going to have to give it up because he's getting triple teamed. He's still got it. Now he's going to launch from downtown. Oh, goodness gracious. Didn't go, and rebounded out of there by Selvey for Northwestern. That was a clinic in about 10 seconds. Northwestern the other way. Selvey to the hole. Puts it up on the rim. Will not go, but we got a whistle. And I think you're going to see Selvey at the line to shoot a couple more.
I think Coach Rod Fisher of Belleville thought that whistle was for traveling, but no, they're going to call a Belleville foul. That's Harrison's first 19th foul on the Tigers, and to shoot a couple is Johnny Selvey.
I think Rod Fisher is talking to Grantham over there right now and saying the dribbling was fine, but we didn't need the 23 or 24 footer at that particular time. Selvey with the first free throw. 46-45 Belleville.
Selvey now has 6, and Northwestern down by 1.
6.5 to go. Fourth quarter. Selvey sets himself for the second one, and we're tied at 46. Here comes that pressure again. Grantham. I think he actually thrives on it as he let 35, I believe, ride on his back. Let's see who the call is on.
It's got to be on Watts. That's his 4th, and the 8th team foul for Northwestern, and to the line is Grantham for the bonus.
I don't know why Forrest Watts couldn't buy that particular foul. It looked like he was taking a pretty good ride on Grantham's back. And it's going to be the, what, 8th team foul? Okay. Belleville sets down Cullen Jenkins, and they get Willie Pitchford back in the contest.
And Roderick Larry checks in for Northwestern.
C.J. Grantham steps to the line to shoot the 1-on-1. We're tied at 46. Yes, with the first one.
For Grantham.
Boy, and he's done a great job. He's handled the basketball a lot. Maybe a couple decisions that you wouldn't really think were the best, but he's handled the ball under a lot of pressure. Second free throw, no good, and Northwestern very quickly the other way. Selvey fouled as he goes to the basket. Foul will go against 22. That would be Kevin Edwards. And Selvey just can't finish these. He'd like to, but he's going to shoot a couple more free throws.
That's the 3rd on Edwards, and now 10 team fouls for Belleville, so Northwestern in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Johnny Selvey. He's a 6'6" senior. First one up on the rim, and he gets it.
Selvey with 4 out of 5 free throw shooting so far in the fourth quarter. That's all Northwestern has been able to put on the board in this period.
He gets them both, and that puts his Wildcats up by a point. Northwestern 48, Belleville 47. Grantham under some pressure, gets it to Pitchford. Down to Edwards, his jump shot won't go, and boy, Belleville just lives and dies with that three-point shot. Selvey with a nice shot off the glass at the other end for Northwestern, gives them a 3-point lead. And a foul in the backcourt will go against number 15, Roderick Larry, for Northwestern. That will bring Grantham to the free throw line.
They did it right in front of Coach Kirkland, too, and it's not what Northwestern wants to do, is to foul Grantham in the backcourt.
Boy, Mike, that must be part of Belleville's offense, but kind of surprises you to see John Edwards come flying into the front court and just launch it from outside. If the game is close, it is. Grantham, first one, good.
That was Larry's second personal, and now 9 team fouls on Northwestern, so both teams in the double bonus the rest of this one.
Yep. Grantham with the second, doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Northwestern, and Northwestern with the 2-point lead, 50-48. 5:45 and counting as Northwestern brings it front court. Number 33, Desmond Farmer, tries to go underneath. Oh, should have let it go, Northwestern should have, but trying to save it was Torbert, and he traveled on the sideline out of bounds to Belleville. Pitchford dumps it into Grantham in the backcourt. Little spin move against Larry. Grantham still with the basketball. Now gets it to Edwards. Edwards in the corner for 3. Belleville 51, Northwestern 50.
Edwards with 17.
Now here's a long-range 3 by Flint. That was number 33, Farmer. No good, and Belleville goes the other way. They get it to Edwards for another 3. Doesn't go, and it might be Belleville basketball. It is. It goes off of Larry in the far corner, off of Northwestern. Boy, you know that they live by the 3. They don't even hesitate to launch it. But Belleville jumping back on top by 1, 51-50.
Still have 5 minutes to play.
Yep. Belleville will inbound on the far sideline over there. That will be 22, Kevin Edwards. They dump it into the backcourt. Grantham with the basketball against man-to-man pressure. Gets a little pick. Picks up his dribble. Now they go up on top. There's a long-range 3. Shot won't go, and Northwestern rebounds it. Coming out of there with it is 23, Torbert. And Northwestern throws it away down in the corner. Pass intended for Watts.
Well, Belleville continues to hurry up their shots, and Northwestern continues to turn it over. Timeout for Flint with 4:45 to play. It's Belleville 51, Flint Northwestern 50. Let's take 10 seconds to allow stations along the MHSAA Championship Network to identify themselves. This is WVFN AM, East Lansing. .22 turnovers for Flint Northwestern. Belleville with 8, but Belleville continues to fire up three-pointers in a hurry. They've hit a few, but right now they have a 1-point lead, 51-50, with 4:45 remaining, fourth quarter. The winner plays Detroit Central in the Class A state final tomorrow at 4. Central beat Detroit Finney earlier today in semifinal action, 63-47. We still have the Class B semis tonight, folks, at 6 o'clock. Hastings and River Rouge, followed by Petoskey and Marshall.
Here we go after the timeout. It's Belleville with the basketball, and Grantham brings it into the front court under some pressure. Got it on the outside, puts it on the floor, picks up the dribble, gets it to 42. That's Pitchford, jump shot, baseline, yes! Willie Pitchford on the baseline, 53-50 Belleville. Clock runs, 4:20 to go. Northwestern on the left side front court. We got a whistle, and we're going to get a pushing call over there on 24, Kevin Harrison for Belleville. And that's the second on him, but Northwestern will be shooting a couple here.
Yeah, both teams in the double bonus. Belleville up by 3, and that's their biggest lead of the ball game. Of course, Northwestern's been up by as many as 10. And I think Northwestern wants a full timeout to talk about this a little more with 4:18 to play. Belleville 53, Flint Northwestern 50. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
The following is an advertising message.
This is Todd Grant live outside the Blue Stag Ranch compound. Authorities believe there are at least 25 men holed up inside. 10 minutes ago, a special agent took a large package into the compound. I've been informed it contains several dozen chocolate chip cookies and a large chocolate layered cake. All right, hold on. We have a development here. We can see several figures coming out of the main building. The standoff has apparently ended.
Brought to you by your local dairy farmer.
The future's looking better and brighter every day. We're neighbors and friends who stand beside you all the way. Always there when you need us. People you can trust. Your family and future are always safe with us. Farm Bureau Insurance.
March Magic at the Breslin. Just over 4 minutes to go, fourth quarter of this Class A semifinal, and Belleville leads Flint Northwestern 53-50. At the line for Northwestern is 41 Nathaniel Brown to shoot a couple.
All right, first one, yes. And, you know, give some respect to the officials on that. They're watching the play away from the ball, Mike, and there was a little pushing that went on that, and that's the reason Brown is at the free throw line, and he gets both free throws, makes it a 53-52 Belleville lead.
And Brown has 14.
Clock runs 4:10 to go in the contest. Belleville walks it into the front court. Grantham on the left side, leaves it here for Kevin Edwards. He shoots long range, won't get it, and Northwestern comes away with it. Shot on the rim, no good, but with the follow is 35, Forrest Watts. And that puts Northwestern up by a point, 54-53.
Well, Farmer couldn't control it, kind of out of control, lost it off the rim, and then Watts followed up with a big bucket.
Grantham on the drive, gets it on the backboard, it won't go, but it's blocked out of bounds by Northwestern. Belleville will get it back on their baseline with 3:41 to go.
It's been kind of a hectic fourth quarter, but Grover Kirkland and Rod Fisher, the two coaches, they're under control, aren't they?
There's the three. Yes! John Edwards with the three for Belleville. 56-54, the Tigers with the lead.
John Edwards with 20.
On the drive, on the inside is 33. Desmond Farmer, and we're tied at 56. Belleville going the other way with 3:20 to go. Into the front court. Edwards bumped a little bit, puts it on the floor, still got it, gives it back out here to Grantham. Grantham, little shake and bake, now gives it up to Kevin Edwards. He's going to launch just inside the three-point line. Won't go. Pritchford kept it alive, and now John Edwards comes away with it. Gets it back to Pritchford, baseline. His shot won't go. Rebounded out of there by 24. That's Kevin Harrison, and he traveled as he tried to back out of there and shoot it. Turnover to Northwestern.
His fadeaway turned into a couple extra steps, so he got called for the travel. 56-56 with 2:52 to go in this Class A matchup between Belleville and Northwestern.
Okay, Mike, and it's Northwestern basketball now, and they bring it into the front court here. Torbert gonna launch long range. Oh, the freshman Kelvin Torbert fills it from the outside, and it's a three-point Northwestern lead with 2:35 to go.
Did we mention he's a freshman?
Yes, I think we did. Almost losing the basketball, but Belleville gets it back. That's 33, Cullen Jenkins. Gets it back out here to Grantham. Belleville's got to have a good possession this time with 2:20 in the clock running. They get it back to John Edwards. Edwards on the drive, lofts it up over a defender and gets it. Beautiful touch by John Edwards on the inside. a one-point game. 59-58 Northwestern. We're approaching 2 minutes to go in this ball game. On the drive, now Northwestern kicks it back out on top. They get it this time to 33 Farmer. On the drive, we've got a whistle.
He got fouled, Steve. He's going to shoot a couple.
He'll go against Kevin Harrison, number 24. That's his third. So going to the line to shoot a couple.
Both teams in the double bonus, so really no decision needed to be made whether he's in the act of shooting or not.
That's Farmer, I believe, isn't it, Mike? 33 at the line.
He's got 8 points. First time he's been to the free throw line tonight.
Farmer with the first one, and he gets it. And it's a 60-58 Northwestern lead. A minute 54 to go. Class A semifinal. The winner will advance to the Saturday 4 o'clock tip-off against Detroit Central. Both free throws good, and it's a 3-point Northwestern lead. 61-58. Belleville into the front court. That's Grantham. Now they get it here to 33 Jenkins. Jenkins on the big drive, lofts it up. It didn't even, it went through. I didn't even think it. The net didn't move. Great bucket by Jenkins on the drive, and it's 61-60 Northwestern. We got about a minute and a half to go in this thing. Northwestern with the basketball. Little give and go out on the outside. Northwestern having a little trouble with the basketball. On the shot, on the drive is 51 Selvey. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot a couple, and he's been pretty successful, I think, at the line of late.
Selvey is 6 out of 7 from the line, or make that 5 out of 6 from the line, and Northwestern is 9 out of 10 here in the fourth quarter.
Selvey to shoot a couple, a minute 18 to go.
That foul was on Jenkins, his third.
Selvey gets the first one, and it's a 2-point Northwestern lead. A lot of time yet. And the way Belleville gets that ball up the floor, they'll have about 15 opportunities yet. Selvey with the second one. Doesn't get that to go, and it's rebounded out of there by the Wildcats, and they put up a shot, doesn't go, and rebounding that is John Edwards for Belleville. Leaves it for Grantham. 2-point lead by Northwestern. Oh, they almost lost it over there at Belleville. Now they get it to 24 Harrison. Back to Grantham. We're under a minute. Grantham puts up the jump shot. Yes! Oh, C.J. Grantham ties it at 62. We've got 45 seconds and counting right now. The Wildcats. Forrest Watts into the front court, heading for the bucket. He's going to get called for the offensive foul as Watts went charging to the bucket. That's 4 or 5, and he better watch, Mike, that he doesn't have anything to say, because he's talked about a couple calls earlier, and that's what his teammates are talking to him about right now. I believe we've got a timeout on the floor with 41 seconds to go. We're tied at 62.
One of our network sponsors this afternoon is Farm Bureau Insurance.
The future's looking better and brighter every day. We're neighbors and friends who stand beside you all the way. Always there when you need us. People you can trust. Your family and future always stay with us. We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hi, welcome to Donut Drive-In.
Back there, you!
You want to order a donut, sir?
All right. Give us a dozen old fashions, $2 bills. Here we go.
Here you go, that's $3.52.
Here you go. Get the next week.
Hi, welcome to Donut Drive-In.
You forgot the mail.
I can't hear you.
Got milk. Brought to you by your local dairy farm.
41 seconds to play, 62-62. Belleville trying to keep the miracle alive on their tournament run. Flint Northwestern with lots of turnovers, 23 so far this game, and I believe that last foul was against Forrest Watts, his 5th. He fouls out with 6 points. Belleville basketball with a tie game set up 62-62. Watts is fouled out for Northwestern.
Well, it's going to be Belleville basketball, and they're going to go the full length of the court with 41 seconds to go under full pressure. They get it into John Edwards. Edwards still in the backcourt, being pressured by Roderick Larry. Edwards gets it in the front court, now leaves it for Grantham. Clock runs 28 seconds. Grantham way on the outside. They're running a little weave out there. Now it's John Edwards with the basketball. 20 seconds to go. Looks like they're gonna take it down to the last shot. Edwards backs it out. We got 12 seconds. Now they get it to Grantham. Now we got 8 seconds. Now they get it to Edwards. There's his shot. Oh! John Edwards with the three! There's the shot at the buzzer. It's all over with. It's all over with. Belleville wins it almost at the buzzer. John Edwards with a three. 65-62. This place is just buzzing, Mike. They're going crazy here. What a finish. They just kept rotating the basketball, finally sent Edwards to the corner, and he launched it over an outstretched Northwestern defender. Whoa.
John Edwards with the game-winning shot. His fifth three of the ball game. He ends up with 25, and actually Northwestern had a chance from three-quarters court that went off the back iron at the buzzer, and Belleville moves on to the state finals 65-62. Definitely March Magic in the house this afternoon. Class A semifinal belongs to Belleville, and they'll play Detroit Central tomorrow. Back with some numbers in a moment. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
If you're in the market for a new car, you just gotta see your Buick dealer. The new Buicks are simply amazing, and the awards are piling up. The Buick dealers announce 1.9% GMAC APR financing on every new 98 Buick. Save on the all-new Century, winner of the coveted Consumers Digest Best Buy Award. Or be part of history as LeSabre goes for an unprecedented 7th straight year as America's best-selling full-size car. How about the one-of-a-kind Riviera? It's more than just great looking. In fact, Popular Mechanics calls Riviera one of the greatest values on the planet. And with 1.9 financing, it's an even better value. But only through March 31st. Go see your local Buick dealer today for all the details. We get the